Like that, the divisional round is over. We saw the Seahawks clap the Niners. We saw the Bears choke. We saw the Bills choke. We saw the Texans throw themselves out of the playoffs. Let's get into the action. Guys, it's another year, another Josh Allen playoff exit in heartbreaking fashion. Bills fans, it's been going on since the 70s, since the 80s. All you see is heartbreak. I'm sorry. It is horrible. Josh Allen had this game all in his hands. 5 turnovers from the Bills as a collected team is not winnable football unless you're CJ Stroud last week against 500-year-old Aaron Rodgers. But man, the Bills did everything right in this game. It is so freaking pathetic. You just can't have the 5 turnovers. It was game-changing plays. Josh Allen's halftime fumble, just gifting the Broncos 3 points. It's stuff like that just can't happen in the playoffs. And for some reason, quarterbacks like Lamar, Josh Allen, it always happens to them. The Bills' defense would step up, get a stop. They held the Broncos to almost less than 100 yards in the second half, not counting overtime. They played great, but then they fell back into a hole every time they got out of it, is what it felt like. The defense would get the ball. Josh Allen would throw a possession pick. They were in field goal territory. He'd throw a pick. He'd fumble the ball. It was dig yourself out of the 10-foot hole, dig yourself back in. It was that pathetic. Anytime, he's going to throw up watching this game. Josh Allen is going to just think about the 4 plays that those were 4 plays that decided the game. And he was insane every single other play of the game. It is crazy. James Cook, same for him, was awesome besides one play, one fumble that altered the game. It's a game of freaking inches, man. Shout out Dalton Kincaid. He played great. Every time he's been healthy this year, he's shown out to be a guy who can play a role. Yes, he's their number 1 option right now. They need to get him some help. Sean McDermott just got fired for who knows what the hell why. Lutz and Prater, the 2 kickers in this game, went 7-7. Talk about being automatic when it matters most. The Broncos' defense was bad. They were getting dragged up and down the field all game long. The Broncos allowed 450 total yards, 183 on the ground. The Bills were bullying them and found a way to lose this game. They had multiple injuries to wide receivers. Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant both left the game. Bo Nix was pretty dang good. Getting the clutch 3rd downs. Making the big throws. He looked like a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's for sure. He completed 26 passes for 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 29 rushing yards. Those were big rushing yards. That's for sure. Aside from the crazy defensive tackle dropping into coverage interception that you see once in a blue moon, he was perfect. Bo Nix had a great game. He is the guy in Denver. But sadly, the season got cut short. Broken ankle. You don't wish that on anybody, especially after the biggest win of his career. At least they do have a capable backup. Are we going to see Nick Foles 2.0, everybody? Jarrett Stidham, former Raider. I will never forget his performance versus the 49ers. When was that? 2022 or something like that? Stidham can make a play. He's got Sean Payton to guide him. They're going to have to play the exact opposite way they did this past week if they want to win, though. They need to keep the ball out of Drake May's hands. The opposite of what they did with Josh Allen. Josh Allen possessed the ball for 40 minutes. They had the ball all the time. Sean Payton and the Broncos, they've got some game planning to do as Drake May is coming into town and Jarrett Stidham is starting for the first time in 2026 in the AFC Championship game. Talk about right place, right time, Jarrett Stidham. The Seahawks beat the 49ers 41-6 in one of the most embarrassing playoff performances from a coaching staff in history. This was the definition of embarrassing. Brock Purdy was running for his life the whole game. That's all you saw was Brock Purdy running around the field while the Seahawks just ran the ball down, up, down the field. Hey, this game started how it ended. The smoke didn't even clear out of the stadium, and Rashid Shaheed was in the end zone 10 seconds later. What an impact he's had since the trade deadline. How many return touchdowns is that this year? 3? He's got a punt, kick return. He's going to get paid some money somewhere this free agency. After the Niners went for it, drove down to midfield, they went for it on 4th down. It was a flip to use a check, a little side toss option play, NCAA style. It was a bad play call, if we're going to be honest, to the short side. The Seahawks are too fast. They're too disciplined for that to work on them. I'm sorry. That was a bad play call by Shanahan. I know you're going to say, if it worked. It didn't. It didn't fucking work. And that the wheels fell apart from there. The Niners simply ran out of gas. The wheels fell off the freaking carousel. Hey, it wasn't a bad season, though. You overachieved based off injuries, everything around you, weapons. It shows that as long as the guy who's touching the ball 70 times, 50 times per game, the quarterback, as long as he's there, you have a chance to win a playoff game. Yes, you may play a team like the Seahawks, but Brock Purdy's the only guy who showed up in this game. I cannot name what Ricky Pearsall. I knew he wasn't going to be 100%, but he just did cardio. Hopefully that was a good rehab outing for him. Brock Purdy's the only guy who showed up. Like, I'm going to say that. Brock Purdy. Shout out Brock. He's a dog. He's a very good quarterback. CMC got hurt. Tongus went down too. Like, it was a perfect way for the Niners season to end. Like, it was like, yeah. It's tough when your team, you get that far and your team is it just gave out because the wheels fell off. And Shanahan, that's 3 games in a row where he hasn't scored 17 points against McDonald. He hasn't scored 10 points in the past 2 games against him. Mike McDonald owns you, Kyle Shanahan, just like Patrick Mahomes, just like a 10-point lead in the playoffs. Bad news. Kenneth Walker. He stole the show on the Seahawks side of the ball. This reminded me of the Michigan State-Michigan game where he just ran the ball for 200 yards, 5 touchdowns down their throat every freaking play. You realize Kenneth Walker's 5'8", and he moves like AP. He breaks hundreds of tackles. Zach Charbonnet went down with a long-term injury. Sucks. Brutal. They're going to need Kenneth Walker to play like this, like he's done the back half of the season. 22 touches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The Conehead arrived. Another week where Sam Darnold was picking his boogers on the sideline. What was he doing? He didn't have to do nothing. He had a nice throw to JSN. Other than that, Clint Kubiak guided them to another victory. He needs to be a Raider. Clint Kubiak is a Raider. Please. One of these next 2 weeks, though, Sam Darnold's going to get tested. I want to see it. They played a weak Niners team the past 2 games we've seen in like the past 4 weeks. I want to see something awesome. I want to see a challenge for the Seahawks. The defense. Where do you start with this defense? DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Murphy, Emma Woolen, Witherspoon. This defense is one of the better ones I've seen. I don't know who's better, the Texans or the Seahawks. The Seahawks moved on, so let's say the Seahawks. But how do you beat them? You can't beat them over the top because they got too much speed. They have size. They don't let you run the ball. They force pressure. This was the highest pressure rate forced all season. 47.8% pressure rate against Brock Purdy for the Seahawks. Every other snap, there was a man with a hand in his face. They forced 2 sacks, 3 turnovers. I don't know how you beat the Seahawks. They're my favorite right now. They're going to walk to a Super Bowl. Wow, what a performance by the Seattle Seahawks. Dominating the 49ers. Well, the Texans versus Patriots was a doozy. 28-16, Patriots win. CJ Stroud thought he was playing against Michigan again. He was out in the cold. He sucks in the cold. CJ Stroud, what? Dude, I've never seen someone see ghosts in a clean pocket. It's like they have 8 pass rushers, 3 ghosts every time. Questions have got to be asked. They're going to have him for next season. But he's regressed so bad since his freshman season, and it makes sense. This is what happens when you build bad habits for 2 years. He's had a different play caller every season of his career. The past 2 years, he's had a horrible offensive line. They traded away their best tackle. What did you guys expect? You didn't protect your franchise guy. That's what happens. Bad habits. He's not confident. I haven't seen a quarterback look like this. It's like Jimmy G. And I think this is possible from CJ Stroud. He's so he's so talented. It looks like he's going through the motions out there. And this is how the Texans offense has looked all season. Yes, losing Dalton Schultz and Nico Collins, yeah, they're their best 2 pass catchers. Life's going to be tough after that, especially when your rookie receivers you picked high can't make an impact like them. And the running game, it's been the same thing. Like, this was not unexpected at all for the Texans. The offense has sucked. The play calling sucked. The protection sucked. CJ Stroud has sucked. Guess what? You sucked against the Patriots. That's all it was. We got to give our hats off to their defense. It's goated. They had 5 sacks, 3 forced turnovers. That usually wins you a game, especially on the road. You can't ask for a better performance. They probably win this game, like Dan Orlovsky said, if CJ Stroud is not the quarterback. This was the worst 2 games in quarterback history. The last game was the worst playoff performance in history. He had the same amount of turnovers as quarters played. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. 8 turnovers, 8 quarters played. Dude, I don't even know, oh my God, what do you do? What is your thought process today as the Texans GM? You're like, oh my God, fuck. Yikes. Just yikes. The Texans cannot pay him this offseason, which I bet you they were if they didn't have this too bad of performances. They're going to pick up his 5th-year option. But other than that, oh, it's bad. Derek Stingley. Gotta cook you a little bit. He was cooking the first half. He's a little handsy. He holds a lot. But he got cooked when it mattered most. $30 million corner. I don't like him, but he got cooked. The defense was just wasted, man. Jalen Petrie, that's one of my favorite players in the NFL. He hits like a motherfucker. He's a bullet train. Will Anderson, beast. He's going to be the highest paid defensive edge this offseason. Danielle Hunter, absolute unit. This is going to be one of the better units for a long time. They're still young. They're going to keep getting better. They just need to figure it out on the offensive side of the ball. Drake May could very well be on the way to a Super Bowl. Screw you, New England. Tom Brady wasn't enough. Now you got Drake May. Like, you even got to watch shitty Cam Newton in between that. That was probably pretty fun, too. Like, God. Drake May, though. He played okay. This will not win them a game against the Denver Broncos, though. Even with Jarrett Stidham. They will get smacked if they go to Denver and play like that on offense. Drake May. This has been an issue all year. The offensive line. He holds onto the ball a lot. He is very strip sackable. He gets stripped a lot. This game, he lost 2. Recovered 2 other ones. He got blessed. He was bad. But when it mattered most, he made the throw. The laser to Diggs. The beauty to Booty. What a catch by Booty on that play. But their offense in general, they had 8 punts, 3 of 14 on 4th down. Got to the red zone just 1 time all game. If it honestly wasn't for Ramondre Stevenson, this game would have been tough. Ramondre Stevenson was the perfect game plan, or not game plan, just the perfect player for this Texans defense. Big, physical back. He was running well. Ramondre played great this game. I do think this offensive line is going to hold the Patriots and Drake May back from a Super Bowl. It's been the past 2 weeks. Drake May's been sacked 10 times. He's had 4 or 5 turnovers. He's going to have to play better if they want to make the Super Bowl. The defense took advantage of CJ Stroud's horrible play. Carlton Davis had 2 picks. My boy Woodson had a pick and a fumble recovery. Marcus Jones had a pick 6. That defense was just giving CJ Stroud fits all game. This game was a disaster. Just bad football in general, if I'm going to be honest. The Patriots move on and go to Mile High to face the Denver Donkeys. Best game of the week was saved for Sunday night. And the Bears, holy crap. I thought they did it again. But the Rams sneak out of Chicago with a 20-17 victory. Bears fans, it's so easy to put it. You live and die by Caleb Williams. He got you to that point, and he lost you the game. After he made a top That's the best playoff throw I've seen. Like the clutchest one. You can't make a throw like that up. He gets the ball to win. Needs 10, 15 yards for field goal range. What was it? First down, I believe. Just throws a gimme on a deep dig across the middle of the field, right in harm's way. And it was just every single person in Chicago, in Soldier Field's heart just dropped. I think you would have heard a pin drop in that stadium after that play. There were zero reasons to force that ball. He didn't need to throw it. And Stafford drove down in overtime, and Mevis called game, sending them to Seattle. It was just, man, it was sad. What a season, though, for Ben Johnson and the Bears. It's only year one, and you saw a playoff win. You can't ask for much more than that. This was brutal. Yes, the Bears they played a better game. They should have won this game. They just couldn't capitalize. Caleb Williams was untouched for most of this game. Yes, there was still pressure. He's just so good at evading it. They got no sacks. When I look at it, it should have been his game. If he doesn't make those two bonehead throws, dude, his second pick in third quarter gave the Rams perfect field position. They didn't score. It was a simple, just out route, the hard flat drop. It was like, what was that throw? He made two boneheaded decisions. They went 3 on 6 and fourth down, 30 and 19 on third. It was not the best game from Ben Johnson. He had some bad play calls here and there in the red zone. They've been bad. They've been bad in the red zone this playoffs. But the player of this game, Dennis Allen. The Bears' defense was awesome. This was the worst McVay's looked probably since the Patriots back in that Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Honestly, the blitzes had Stafford shocked, which was crazy because they did it all last week, second half. I don't know what the Rams were game planning for, but he was pressured almost every single play. The secondary blitzes from the corners, from the nickel, from the safeties was giving the Rams fits on the edge. Jaquan Brisker was playing his ass off. It was like watching Cam Chancellor making every play on the field, deep in coverage, one-on-one with Puka, coming up for a TFL. What a game from him. He's going to get paid. It was just a weird game where McVay even knew it as well. He went away from the run. It was horrible weather. Stafford should not have been throwing the ball as much as he would, and they kept throwing it and throwing it and throwing it. Especially when you can't handle these blitzes. Run the ball. Kyron should have had 30-plus touches in this game. He was awesome. 25 total touches for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Davante Adams didn't do too much. He made a big catch in the middle of the field where he got killed. That is 2 weeks in a row where Davante Adams was seen visibly shooken up, wobbly on the pitch, and he's coming back. Is the concussion protocol even a thing? Actually, two concussion-worthy hits in a row where he is clearly not okay should be sat out of the game. Look at Nico Collins. How many concussions is that this year? 3? These receivers are getting hit. But man, Davante, thank God he's okay. Don't want to see him hurt. Puka didn't do much except for he made the 2 biggest plays of the game. He got a 4th down carry in the red zone. Crazy play call from McVay. What a play call from McVay. He knew he'd get the one-on-one matchup with the nickel back if Puka got the ball, and he broke that tackle, leading to the Kyron Williams touchdown. And then to ice the game, was it 3rd down, 4th down in midfield. Just a little curl route. Puka catch the ball, get some yak. Typical Puka shit. He's a beast. You can't. No player in the secondary could tackle him without him falling forward. He's too big. I haven't yet to seen it. The Rams move on to play Seattle in Seattle as the Bears, sadly, don't pull it out. The Cardiac Bears are dead. The divisional round, I'd say, had 2 awesome games. One very awesome defensive game. And then the Niners, Seahawks, that was just, turn it off. Snoozer. Went 3-1 on the predictions. Not bad. Obvious, bro. Josh Allen. Dude, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I always bet against him in the playoffs. I don't know why I did it this year. Josh Allen, you're on my shit list always. He always chokes. Until you win, just like Lamar. Boo-boo. Regular season quarterbacks. And just like that, there's 3 games left in the 2026 NFL season. I'm sad. We're all sad. And I'll catch y'all boys tomorrow.